You are listening to episode 26 of The Underhook Show. As always, my name is Steve, alongside my co-host Chris. Back after a week off, after we both endured the mystery virus going around in unrelated cases. Chris, I know we're both doing a whole lot better, thankfully, but how are you doing on this particular Wednesday night?
Solid, man. Still questioning why this show was 3 hours, but we made it. We did it. Ugh.
Yeah, and I immediately pulled out my phone and went to the AWTIX website just to see, because they will always list if it's a double taping or not. And there's just straight up no collision this week. Like, there's no Thursday collision. It's just we're going right to the pay-per-view after this. So I don't know if they had some TV time to play with. And Tony Khan stated in the past that the network loves when they do 3 hours. So maybe it was just kind of writing the book sort of thing. But for our perspective, which really, that's the one that matters because we don't have money tied up in this stuff. Yeah, too long. But doesn't mean there wasn't any good, though. I think that designated Dynamite layout was pretty good, all things considered.
It was paced pretty good. Better than normal 3 hour shows.
Yeah. Well, I think before diving into this week, we should gloss over what we didn't cover last week, which was last Dynamite in ECW Arena during the residency. And, excuse me, oddly enough, that one felt a whole lot more filler than the rest, so I guess for our situation it worked out. Is it just me, or does it feel like they've been doing a lot of the big angles and stuff on Collision during the residency?
Yeah, they're for sure trying to get people to tune into Collision more. I tuned into Collision, and I will say that tag match with FTR and Adam Priest and the Dynamite Son was awesome. That match was ruled.
Dude, I was so messed up from whatever I had that I had Max teed up ready to go at 7 p.m. and it was Friday. Well, the day I'm
you're going for
totally
Rampage,
just,
baby.
yeah, this is Rampage, baby. Tonight was Rampage, baby, but I was ready to go. That was my kind of bedrock day, get it out of my system. You know what? I'll just put on Collision live, which I did not because it was Friday. So I basically just binge watched 94 ECW for the whole weekend. I did not get to Collision yet, but there's a lot of stuff between the FTR, Adam Priest stuff, the Paragon Death Riders tag, Takeshita Briscoe. It seemed like they're doing some good stuff on Saturdays. So I'm gonna tap back in. Once I start, I'm going to start focusing on some modern stuff here after I get the 94 video out. But a whole lot of all out news out of that. We basically have the card now, which we will run down after we get through Dynamite. But if you're ready to go, we can hop back in, get back to what we do, and that's our weekly Dynamite discussion.
Get the train moving, my friend.
So this was a special episode dubbed September to Remember. Obviously, kind of nodding to ECW's November to Remember. A whole lot of ECW references now, especially with the Fed doing WrestlePalooza this weekend as well. But hey man, ECW lips. Well, what can you say? But
they're doing it for you. This is all for you.
Hey man, if it helps the channel, why not?
They heard about it, and then so they're helping out.
I got a bit of a path until I qualify for monetization, but youtube.com/masterworthwatching. We got it, baby.
We got it. We did it. It's the first one back. We're back.
Shaking off the ropes.
Yeah, it's the first one back. It's been a week. We're good.
There's going to be a big old cut there, and it took me 8 attempts to say my own fucking website properly. Anyways, this is coming from London, Ontario, Canada, from the Life Place, I believe, where the London Knights major junior hockey team play. And this is the go-home show. Again, there's no Collision, so this is it. And on paper, this card looked insane. A lot of the singles matches in particular really looked enticing, especially with some stuff that went unresolved for a while. But we started off big time. They really went guns blazing to kick things off. First with the go home segment for Adam Page and Kyle Fletcher, for the AEW World Championship match on Saturday. Do you know that this was like thrown together? Did you see that? This is supposed to be War Dog. And bro tore his pec as soon as he came back, which just, he can't catch a fucking break, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the fault of God? Built. I mean,
It's just
gosh,
unfortunate.
I want to see my dog, but
Yeah, so we got this instead, and I felt like the natural pivot because I feel like you can't have Hangman have filler defense after filler. I mean, not that the MJF one was a filler defense, but it wasn't the main event. It wasn't the match on the card. And I would be shocked if this doesn't main event. But these two had a match way back in, I want to say April. It was like during the Owen. And pretty good from what I remember. So I have faith in this, but I don't know if you got anything on this segment. I thought this was like a serviceable contract signing go home. The big plot point being that there will be no interference in the match, but that's always with Don Callis. You'll believe it when you see it.
yeah, it did what it had to do. I mean, it's a good trope, contract signing leading into a good big match in the pay-per-view. I did see a lot of criticism about this card online, though. But
What do you mean?
I don't know, I've seen a lot of people like dissing the card, like saying it's not good. I think it's a good card for All Out. I think it's good.
I think on paper this looks like a really fun show. I do think maybe the build feels a little undercooked.
I think maybe that's what more so they're talking about, is like how thrown together it is.
But with AEW, you're gonna get that every once in a while, and odds are like you're gonna find something on this show that'll appeal to your taste.
There's gonna be something for everybody. There's
Yeah.
a match on there that I'm specifically waiting for. We'll get there. But
Yeah. Yeah. I think Fletcher though, that's the natural pivot, but I also like you're in a tough position when he is TNT champion because we've criticized plenty how poor the booking of that championship has been. Obviously, there's been health reasons or just Daniel Garcia neglect earlier in the year, and now the belt's not being defended on pay-per-view, but clearly their hand was forced, and I think they didn't want to just feed Hangman like another Lance Archer match, even though I'd be into that. Or, as we see later in the night, Hechicero is in the ladder match. I don't know if AEW puts him in a pay-per-view main event despite how good he is. You know what I mean? So, as far as elevating Kyle Fletcher, I think this screams, like, as we'll talk about like later, looking strong in defeat. I kind of feel like betting on himself, though, and telling Don like to stay in the back is a babyface move. Obviously, he got his heat back, but between him and Takeshita, I feel like someone's going to break off soon.
oh yeah, I feel like there's too many people in the family now for like not them two to break off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got me on that one. Yeah, I don't have too much to say. The promos were fine. This is one though. I think when it's in the ring, it'll make sense though. I don't think this will look out of place for a world title match on an AEW show.
One of them gonna bleed for no reason.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But first match of the night, probably my match of the night in general, just because like this is just my shit. Jon Moxley and Roderick Strong. I mean, this was always going to be for me.
They started off hot.
They sure did. I feel like they got all the strengths out of each guy outside of like the Moxley deathmatch stuff because this was just a singles match. But beat the shit out of each other. The Impact stuff, like Roddy just being Roddy with all of the backbreakers out of nowhere. But they gave this time to where they were letting both guys kind of do their thing on the mat, which was surprising because I just kind of saw Moxley Roddy. This is just going to be like a brawl, but it was more than that. I thought.
Yeah, that straight drop kick out to Daniel Garcia on the outside. Straight ass beater.
Give me that match.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
But don't you love it when they just decide randomly to let the leash off of Roddy and he's still like one of the best wrestlers in the world?
Bruh, just going crazy. And I guess what we need. I wish he wasn't tied up in this whole like Paragon conglomeration.
Because he's still a killer.
And just have him go out there and be a fucking killer. Get my man a belt. Let's go.
Bring back there's no international title anymore, but what they're doing with that, like, you could easily put TNT belt on Roddy at any point, and just him wrestling week in, week out would work. Maybe he doesn't want to, but we don't really know. But
selfishly,
yeah.
We
Point being though, we got him tonight, and it was great. Outside of like that weird reversal up on the top rope, though, everything looked great. That lung blower in particular looked like it sucked to take.
There's no other time where I think that move doesn't look like it sucks.
Yeah,
I'm like, that just looks horrible all the time with like to take it every time.
If you just want some like there was some bullshit with the finish, but this is just
like leading up to it was just hard hitting.
Yeah, this is just straight up what you see is what you get, and what we got was really awesome. We got a Marina Roddy moment, which for those that don't know, they are married, and so they got to have that on screen, so good for them. I'm trying to figure out if Marina broke and what Roddy said to do that, but
when she smiled, yeah,
and
she just stood there. I was like, yeah, he said something stupid.
Yeah, we love Roddy, but yeah, as far as just like a 12-minute TV match to open your show, couldn't pick two better people for it. I was really into this. Death Riders come out though at the end for the shit finish, so I hope that means that you're gonna keep Roddy and Kyle around the Death Riders, because I think there's a lot for them to do. Like you already set up a Garcia Roddy match, so I would like to see more of that once we're out of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, give me that, and give me Roddy and Claudio again.
Fuck yeah, dude! I'm here for that 8 days of the week. MJF video package. So this happened. Like all the MJF stuff happened on Collision, which I feel like that never happens. I feel like he's just not on Collision.
Yeah, he's definitely not Collision Cowboy.
Yeah, so he was doing all these angles in and around his wedding, but the stip for Mark Briscoe MJF is a tables and tacks match, which interesting to have thumbtacks advertised. I feel like that's always a moment to raise tension deep into like a no holds barred or deathmatch style. Like, you know what I mean?
My only assumption is this is to write MJF off so he can go on his honeymoon.
And
my guess.
He's got a busy weekend because Friday is the Mystico match, so he's gonna main event Arena Mexico, fly from Mexico to Canada, and then have the Mark Briscoe match. Although I believe his wife is from, I know his wife's Canadian. I don't know if she's from Toronto or not, but if that's kind of like a natural place for them to, go on their honeymoon. We'll talk about that more when we get to, not their honeymoon. We'll talk about the match more when we get to the All Out.
Yeah, we don't shit about the honeymoon.
No, I'm good.
I'm okay.
Hey, they exposed the business with the wedding photos, so.
Yeah, they did. Well, Jeff Jarrett, Slapnut appeared.
But speaking of singles matches that ruled.
Here's my match of the night.
Dog. This was awesome, dude. This ruled.
This was my shit, alright?
Bobby Lashley versus Toa Leona. Like, this is like the Underhook match of the night, because we talk about this pairing and like the sprint they had like in May and how awesome it was. And now that they're in this feud, we're always bigging up Toa Leona because he's awesome, and this is a perfect example of why. But let me just make this point. If you're like mad at Bobby Lashley for politicking, well, one, you don't know wrestling, but two, like, go watch this match and tell me you don't want him in this company.
Certified ass beater. Both of them. Both
yeah,
of these guys.
It's just two large dudes doing strength spots and sick shit, and it was awesome.
Saw this pop up as a match. I said, yeah, I know what match I'm going to be happy to talk about today. Like,
yeah, this
right
is sick.
Here. This one and another match that happens later on.
But this was just like, everything they did, like my jaw was on the floor.
Yeah, it was awesome. Fucking, Leona hit the pounce, so automatically I fucking
Yeah,
marked out. But
they booked this shit for us, man.
man,
But
this was us. This was definitely the Underhook match of the night.
outside of just getting the blood flowing and all that, I was actually surprised with how giving Lashley was in this match. Like, he let Toa get a lot in, especially early in the match.
That Samoan drop to the apron. I was surprised Lashley took that one.
Sure, and like they're both wrestling on Saturday too. I mean, obviously 6-man tag, you're not gonna have as much ring time, but they were going crazy with the time that they got, and this was like, to me, because we talked about it with Shelton a couple of weeks ago, and I thought Shelton Ricochet last week was really good. Yeah, I think if these two, they don't have to do like a hard split, but if you're having Lashley and Shelton being more involved in singles right now, I don't know how you watch like this match and Shelton's match last week and like not see it, because they both had really strong showings, I thought.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And also Ricochet bumping like a freak too on the outside, and like, yo, like, you gotta do it again on Saturday, so.
And you know he's going to.
Yeah. But I'm surprised, we didn't really know what was going to happen coming out of Forbidden Door, but they got this nice little short-term feud with these two groups, and it's been a lot of fun, man. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is like the best bit of all of it, this Lashley Toa Leona match. So if you just like when two wrestlers just do a bunch of cool strength shit and beat the hell out of each other, you will like this match. And I think there's a lot worse you could do at 10 minutes. So
yeah, this was awesome.
Yeah, efficient stuff.
And then something that wasn't awesome. I didn't care for this part. Like, this could have been a backstage segment.
With the FTR promo,
it just seemed like it went way too long.
It did. I feel like all the Copeland promos go way too long.
Yeah.
They're kind of just riding this out because it's these guys in Ontario. It's kind of Teflon.
Yeah.
Like they could go out there, like they could bring the kazoos back and not say a word, and people would be throwing babies over it. So let them have. It's kind of just letting them have their victory lap here. I think that this segment felt out of place to me because they have been on site for like a month now.
Yeah, and then now it's, we're gonna just be calm.
Now it's no physicality. And it wasn't even like the no physicality for the contract signing. It was just like, well, like if you fight, you got to pay money, which I appreciate money being canon in AEW, like, hey, like fines and all that, or like the prize purse in some of the matches, but it just didn't feel like a real consequence here.
You're telling me it's $500,000 if they attack Stokely Hathaway?
Yeah. I mean, I like Christian kind of being like, well, I don't care, I'm rich anyways.
Yeah,
like that was good.
Yeah, he's like, I'm rich. They just punched him in the face. But I swear, Dax's nose.
What's going on, man? This has been like 3
like,
weeks it's happened.
Dax's nose is the weakest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's like Abdullah's forehead, dude.
Like, you touch it, it's gonna automatically bleed, brother. Golly.
I mean, it's kind of sick for the visual, but it's like, yeah, if the breeze goes a different way, like,
is it dry in that arena? You got sinus issues? What's going on here? Like,
what do they call it? I gotta get that cauterized, bro.
You gotta get that neti pot, figure it out. But yeah, I was like, what happened? Like, same thing on when Adam Priest busted him up, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever happened.
There's been a couple of these brawl segments where it was like, holy fuck, Zach's bleeding for, like, and you can't really catch it. So, yeah, he must have something going on, but hope he's alright. Yeah, wasn't too locked into this. I was making dinner while this was on because I figured they would have times, top of the hour. My biggest criticism, though, regardless of the material, why is Christian, like, not talking during this?
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I don't want Edge to be my promo point. Alright? Give the mic to Christian.
Yeah, like, he's easily, like, the best on the stick out of this group. So, like, what are we doing here? Like I said, they could have went out there and just, like, smiled and waved, and the crowd was going to eat it up. So,
yeah.
Good for them, but this was whatever.
Not good for a 3-hour show. You could have definitely not had. I get it. You had time to play around, but I don't know. You could have like
Yeah,
put another
for how
match.
hot this show started, this definitely took the
Yeah,
wind out a little bit. Yeah, I got you.
I said, oh, this is bad.
We cut to the Bucks, who are no longer broke, but they are reckless spenders.
This was funny.
So we got to see where they go with this, because they're tossing the bag around, dude.
Well, not they as so much as to
As Nick.
yeah.
The Renee segment though led into Young Bucks versus Bang Bang Gang, one of the 3 qualifying matches tonight for this ladder match, which that did just straight up get announced. But if we go like Tony Khan brain, ladder matches, there've been quite a few ladder matches on All Out cards, and you kind of need to get everybody on the show from this tag scene. So I thought it was fine to book this,
It
but
wasn't too bad.
yeah, I mean, I'm glad that Bang Bang Gang's on TV. I thought the match was fun.
Yeah, it's a good Young Buck tag match. Normal tag match, I mean.
Yeah, this is kind of their standard now, and I'm happy with that. Like I said, plenty of weeks. I'm cool with where the Bucks are at now, which is funny because of like a year ago, like I basically have done a 180 on them. But hey, it's progression, you know. That's the thing with wrestling is like you just make certain adjustments, get yourself back on track, and the Bucks feel like the Bucks again. And I'm sure they're gonna do all kind of wacky shit in the ladder match.
So far it says Brodito and the Young Bucks, but we got 2 more to go.
After a bit of a lull, well, first we had the pre-tape for the tailgate match at All Out,
Yeah.
which I will say this: it's tornado tag. Usually that means no rules in AEW. When they do like the multi-women like plunder matches and street fights, they're usually insane.
Uh, Especially with the women that are in that match. Harley Cameron gonna go nuts. So
Yeah, so don't be surprised if they like got that up their sleeve to wake this crowd up because they moved the show. Don't sleep on that match. I think that might be a lot of fun. Uh, what was a lot of fun on the night though, after a little bit of a lull, a little bit of a kind of standard Dynamite fare, we got Mascara Dorada versus the Beast Mortos, and this was silly. This was wild. And it's funny because like when Dorado was coming in when they were doing all those 4-hour fucking dynamites, I was hyping him up because I know what he can do. And the first couple of appearances, he didn't quite meet those expectations because I think I was talking about how maybe he just wasn't used to AW's ropes.
hey,
Boy, if he did not adjust to him
I'm
in
about
his
to
last
say.
few appearances, because the Fletcher match a couple months ago was really good. And this was just nutty, man. Like, if people are like, yeah, he's trying stuff and like it doesn't always work. It's a little sloppy. But like, no, like part of the charm with this dude, because he's only a couple years into his career, is like this dude just says fuck it and tries whatever he
He
wants.
said, "Yeah, this will work." What did he do? He did some like I think it was when he did the tornado. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And then he did
said,
like that fucked up rotation into the Fire
yeah,
Thunder.
and I
I was like,
said,
dude,
wow.
where you come up with this stuff?
The one where he did the destroyer, but he did it like crazy. Like, oh, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we're just doing that now.
We
But
didn't get like the party match on this Dynamite, but as far as like your AEW fireworks show, the Luchadors brought it here.
we had it, the tag matches. A lot of them were
Yeah,
very
spotty.
similar. Yeah, so
Yeah, the difference here though is that Dorada can just simply do things nobody else can. The Beast Mortos is deceptively athletic, and he's also a wonderful base for other luchadors. So like this just went off without a hitch. And I think people are catching on to Dorada now, which you should. And he's on the pay-per-view, which I did not expect.
yeah, for sure thought I was gonna be Mortos, but
Right, yes, but no, Mascara Dorada's getting the big spot with he's kind of the oddball in that match, and it's probably going to take the pin.
That's what I'll say. Like, he's probably taking that pin, unfortunately, but
again, we'll talk about it. But I think you got some cool stuff there. I feel like I'm kind of skimming over these, but it was a long show. But the thing is, when you see Mascara Dorada, just go into it with an open mind and just expect to see something you've never seen before. Because that rotation that he did, that midair fucking weird ass rotation he did into like a Fire Thunder thing, I ain't never seen that before.
yeah, he did some innovative shit. I remember you telling me like, "Hey, check him out." And this match was like very different than what I've been noticing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if it's just also, like you said, depending on his opponent too, maybe.
Yeah, because like it's also too, it's like singles match, not like, you know, they run tags and trios and shit. But here in this case, he kind of knew like, okay, I got this dude who's gonna like make all this shit work. So he just threw caution to the wind, and it did. So yeah, a lot of fun. That's the type of stuff I like to see with these guest appearances. But now it's Okada defending against Takeshita and Mascara Dorada, which that on paper looks like something out of like a fantasy booking Twitter thread. So we'll see how it looks in real life.
Fire Pro Wrestling World ass match,
dude, for real. But affectionately. Back from commercial, we kind of got the whole promo train where they're all holding the mic.
I called it the SNL opening skit.
Yeah, the opening monologue. Yeah, it's a great way to word it. Tony Storm doing Tony Storm things. I honestly forgot how much progress Jamie Hayter's made as a promo because I thought she came off convincing, and at this point, I'm just happy to have Chris Statlander on my TV because she's in a really weird spot creatively. But they folded it in nicely to where's Tekla? Well, Tekla's match is up next. And we've been waiting for this one for quite some time. This being the Tekla Queen Aminata blow-off. No holds barred. I just want to point this out. I completely forgot that joggers were a thing. Because I'm like, how the hell is Tekla going to do all her, like, contortionist shit in jeans?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. Totally forgot joggers were a thing. This was like the CTE match of the night, dude.
Oh, I fucked with this. And I was like, let's fucking go. Let's kill each other. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And they tried. Boy, did they try.
Yeah, it's hard to describe because it wasn't like the most insane street fight you've ever seen. But God, like...
They were very, like, technical with it. Like, with their attacks of, like... They didn't use a lot of weapons, but the weapons that they used were very hard-hitting.
Yeah, it's pretty... I said, I'm not technical, like, this is the word, because they're just hitting each other in the head. Like,
yeah, well, I'm
every
saying,
time
like,
they got the trash can out, dude, it was like, what the fuck?
They did it, like, brawl all over, more or less. Like, they went to, like, in the crowd for a little bit, you know, right? But
yeah, they kept it at ringside. But dude, like every time they got the trash cans out specifically, I'm like, thank God those are gimmick because they did not hold back. On TV, it looked awesome. Like it looked like they were legitimately just doing headshots. Specifically on that cutter.
Yeah,
the shot on the cutter into the garbage can looked gross. It sounded gross. And funny thing about this match, because Danielson's been doing this since he's been on commentary, and it's nerd bait, but I'm the nerd, like I'm the target audience for it. But he's like talking about pin psychology in a match like this.
Yeah.
That's the GOAT right there, man.
That's our GOAT. Yeah, there's really not much you could talk about other than if you like two women who obviously don't have any care for their brain or their CTE or, you know, their brain, watch this.
Yeah, a whole lot of fun. Some really nasty, some really nasty shots, and just glad this match finally happened because I was starting to think it would never happen. They've been feuding since. I mean, Tekla showed up in what, June?
Yeah, they've been feuding for better half of the late summer.
In this day and age, you know, 3 months, it's a long TV feud. So, glad they got to the finish line, or at least we think. but they did a good job of doing the angle at the end to build to both the tailgate match as well as the world title match. With kind of everyone's paths intersecting. What was weird to me is we're still doing this Statlander thing with Death Riders, and I'm starting to get into shit or get off the pot territory with it because
You got Stat tied up with everything else. Is my issue.
well, think about this. They've been doing this before there was any scent of Garcia joining.
Yeah, they did it before Garcia. They dropped the hint like months ago.
Around the same time the Tekla Aminata feud started.
Yep.
Like when they were doing I want to say it was the Colorado show, if I'm not mistaken, which again, that was in June. So I just want them to wrap that up. Maybe they do it at the pay-per-view. We could talk about that when we talk about the 4-way. But yeah, overall, I thought it was still an effective segment despite the kind of dissonance with the whole Statlander situation. I believe, it was during that match where we ended hour 2 and we get into this third hour, which, I mean, I didn't think it was terrible, but it did not feel like a TV special. Like it definitely felt like people were calling it Rampage or it's like this was all very collision pilled.
It was definitely I wouldn't call it filler, but you could definitely tell the vibe was different.
Yeah, and I wonder why that was. Like, maybe when they did all those long shows, if people like flipped off after the initial 2 hours. I know for me personally, some of those shows I would watch the 2 hours and then finish it the next night, or whatever.
You know, behind the curtain, we had to discuss what we were going to do tonight about that.
Yeah, because I said, well, 3 hours is kind of borderline. Like, I'm down to thug it out. You know, it's 11 o'clock, so it's like, as we're recording, so it's like not too crazy, but it's also 3 hours. It's to sit and watch a 3 hour show attentively, which I struggled in this third hour to stay attentive. And then come out here and discuss it. You know, it's a lot, but it's not hard work. It's just time consuming. But so sometimes it's good to break it up. I think we're doing okay.
We're fine. We're almost done with this. Then we got the pay-per-view. We're fine.
Oh yeah, we're doing good. We're flying through this too. Again, if we're not giving the most in-depth match stuff, we're getting back on the horse here.
Yeah, we're getting back on the horse. Our first show, it's a 3 hour show, but we're getting there.
Yeah, and we got a pay-per-view coming up, so we'll do all the X's and O's stuff with that. But back in these qualifiers, this is really what tanked this hour for me. This was just all like these, like, I feel like the structure here, I don't know why they structured it like this. I feel maybe they wanted to front load all the important stuff, but I think when you're just doing these qualifying matches back to back at the end of a 3 hour show, it's a good way to lose people. It lost me for a little bit. But there was something interesting in this Jet Speed Killswitch Kip Sabian match, which before the qualifiers were announced, I'm like, oh, this ladder match is a perfect match for Jet Speed to be in.
Yeah.
So the result was never in doubt. But Killswitch walked out on Kip Sabian. And I don't watch Being the Elite, but I think your boy is coming back. I think Jurassic Express is coming back.
I've been waiting to talk about this, that this is a great shoehorn right into it. So there was a BTE skit right after... when was it? The cage match. And it was like a little clip, and it was the Bucks sitting in the locker room, like icing their like bodies or whatever after.
And after all those gummy bear bumps, right?
Yeah, and then the phone rings, and Matt picks it up, flips it over, and it says Jack Perry, and then he just puts it back down. So I think he's coming. We might be getting him back.
I saw a clip where he sent him a knife.
See?
He said, next time you decide to use this when you want to stab me in the back again. So I think we're getting instead of him coming back to the Elite, I think it's going to be Young Bucks Jurassic Express, but they're probably not going to be called Jurassic Express anymore. They might, kind of do because Killswitch has got the little edgier thing going on, and Scapegoat's whole Jack Perry's whole thing is, kind of edgelord pilled, but I think that's the right move as far as bringing him back because the solo push just didn't work for what his gimmick is. It just didn't deliver. So I think instead of being aligned with the Bucks, that's gonna be his way in. And I wouldn't be surprised if he screws them out of the belts.
Yeah, that would be. I can see that.
Because if you remember, again, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself with the pay-per-view preview, but they brought him back to AEW. Obviously, that he came back to America with the Shota match, but his return to AEW on screen, besides the them airing the fucking footage. God, I'm not trying to talk about Punk leaving again, but they brought him back in a ladder match, and that's just Tony Khan likes doing those cyclical, or parallels, I guess, not cyclical, but booking parallels. So they brought him back with the Scapegoat gimmick to win the Bucks the tag belts. Now I think that there's a good chance they're going to bring him back to cost them the tag belts.
I can see that. I can see that happening. I hope so.
They're not doing teases if he's going to be off TV for another 6 months.
Yeah, true that. Especially the Bucks doing it, because being the Elite, like I said, I haven't watched Being the Elite in so long, but they're usually very with it, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's and it's also they drop those tidbits for their fans and elite specifically elite fans, they'll remind you if something's pointed out. So I think he is coming back relatively soon. I missed the Brian Keith Big Bill segment, but Eddie Kingston's coming back, dude.
Yeah, well, that's fucking go.
The strangest way to bring somebody back after a year and a half, a year and 4 months.
I'm thinking, my thought process is he was probably supposed to show up at one of these at one of those the Death Rider brawls or whatever. And he probably just wasn't ready. And he probably just wasn't medically ready yet. So this is probably just a way to shoehorn him in. That's my only assumption.
Big Bill Eddie Kingston though, sign me up, dude.
I'm with it. I'm with the Big Bill resurgence here. So
yeah, dude, Big Bill fucking rules. Brian Keith rules. I can't remember the last time Brian Keith was has he been wrestling on Collision at all?
No, not that I've seen. But to be fair, I only tuned into 2 Collisions so far. So
I just hope they don't use this to bring Jericho back. And I don't want to even speak that into existence, so we're going to pretend I didn't say that.
Yeah, I hope Jericho goes where he's rumored to go.
Saudi Mania, baby.
I don't have to ever see him again because I don't tune into the Fed that much. So
yeah, he's Saudi Rumble. Let's go.
You're gonna get him. You're gonna dig up Hulk Hogan's corpse. They're gonna get Yokozuna.
The fake Yokozuna.
They're gonna get everybody. They're gonna get Big Show to come back, and they'll say, "Hey, listen, we're gonna call you Andre the Giant." They ain't gonna know the difference.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of dead guys in the Rumble because
that's what they wanted.
For the nostalgia pops.
That I still remember that. That's what they wanted when they first went there. They were a list of wrestlers that they wanted with them was a bunch of passed away wrestlers. I said, "Huh? How they gonna do that?"
Yeah. Oh man, it's just Cody's list of the indies was just a bunch of dead guys.
Yeah.
Oh. But something that's not dead, but is death adjacent. Man, that's a strange transition. We get a promo for the coffin match, and this is me coping big style. You are not having Bryan Danielson conduct this interview if you're not planting seeds, man.
Yeah, Josh, my buddy, literally pointed out. He goes, "I still think him being out here on commentary is still a work.
Yeah,
Like,
I think so
him,
too.
is him like this is how you shoehorn that in too." I said, "Yeah, probably because like it's just really weird that they announced it like, hey, he's gonna be on." Which I'm happy with because he killed it when he's on commentary, but I still feel like they're doing this to do something.
Yeah, I'm in a weird place with it because I feel like the conclusion to his AEW run was so good. Like, I absolutely love the Wrestle Dream match. But, like, he still has to kill Wheeler Yuta, dude.
Yeah, like, they're still it's on site.
I feel like him getting one over in the title match was, like, mission accomplished as far as, like, AEW getting, like, their, like, getting their kind of magic back after the Death Riders angle. Like, that was the point. So I don't know if it's just him and Moxley again right away. But he still has to kill Wheeler Yuta, dude. Like, I gotta see it.
Yeah, you gotta put the plastic bag over Wheeler Yuta's face. Like, you
Yeah,
got
man.
to an eye
Get
for
your
an
lick
eye.
back. Get your lick back, Dragon. Let's go. But there was like a inaudible promise that Darby will or won't do something. Um, I don't know what that is, but it's also like, is Darby Allin in a coffin match on pay-per-view? So I don't think anything's off the table. But I think what this segment did was kind of built it up, and instead of this just being like an outright blood feud, I think it gave it that element of danger. Like, Danielson's like, hey, like, don't fucking die, dude.
Please don't die.
Yeah.
Please don't. Our insurance doesn't cover that.
Oh man. Uh yeah, but it was a really somber segment, and it just added a nice little twist to this build, because I feel like, Darby did the pre-tape, so I don't know if he might just not be in Canada yet. But for them not having like a Mox Darby segment on the go home, I thought this worked well enough for me.
That's good. Not tweaking. I mean, they definitely should have interacted during the first match of the night, but yeah, maybe Darby wasn't there. I don't know.
I'll throw this out there too. We never got Danielson versus Darby.
No, we didn't.
So,
Damn.
don't know how you get there, but still never got it, and I feel like that's a big one. We're moving on. So, we got Riho versus Robin Renegade.
Yeah, this was a rampage match if I ever seen one.
Yeah, I think it's just Riho getting some reps in before the title match. Interesting, though, of who they picked for it, because I remember during, like, Mercedes' Stardom run, she, like, talked about wanting a faction, and she wanted the Renegade Twins in it.
I remember, weren't they working together? Or Robin Renegade was working with Monet a little bit earlier this year, wasn't she?
I believe so. So, like, I don't know if that's on the table. I know that I can't remember the last time I watched a Renegade match, but it looked like if it wasn't new gear, it was like just different gear, and it kind of, I'm starting to think maybe that might hold some water. I was thinking about Mercedes in general as far as just like where they're going with this, and I don't know. I think a faction might just freshen things up a little bit. Not that I'm like tired of her by any means, but with the whole women's champions both having these like forever title reigns, which I know Tony only won it back in February, but like it feels like forever at this point. Mercedes having faction though just might keep things fresh, in my opinion.
Kind of like what Ricochet did with the Gate to Agony.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if she wins any more belts, she's gonna need people to carry them at this point.
It's like a truck and a truck. Golly.
Yeah. That crucifix bomb though, that has some stank on it.
I honestly did not see most of this match. I'm not even gonna lie, because I was getting my kids situated.
Riho won with the crucifix bomb, but it looked pretty sick. Like it looked like it really had some impact on it.
I'm stoked to watch Riho and Monet because that match is gonna be awesome. Like low key sleeper. Like
yeah, just two total bump freaks.
That's what I said. Like I'm cool with that. So
yep. We've praised Mercedes bumping on this show plenty. I'm excited to see what they do with Riho. I think that's a cool combination on paper for sure.
Like if she bumps like she did in that 4-way at Forbidden Door, I'm with it.
Yeah. So speaking of me not seeing Collision, if I did watch Collision while I was sick, I would have convinced myself that Jerry Lynn reuniting the Acclaim that I was like hallucinating.
Yeah, so
what is this?
All right, so I watched Collision. I was also sick while watching Collision, as we previously noted, but I was just getting over mine. As I was watching this, my buddy Josh was here, so we were chilling. I feel like they're doing. Are they gonna bring back Billy Gunn to feud with Jerry Lynn now?
Man,
only thing I'm thinking of, probably not, because Jerry Lynn. I don't know if Jerry Lynn can still go. It looked like he could, but
did he have neck surgery?
See, that's why I say I couldn't remember, but yeah. He looked good for his age out there throwing those punches.
Yeah, he looked in shape, but like, damn, dude, like this is like the unction with Billy Gunn and Jerry Lynn. Fuck.
That's the only thing I'm like, why are we doing this? Are we gonna, and where's it leading to? Because it looks like you're doing you're making Bowens the heel at this point now, because the crowd definitely turned on him. So
yeah, and I'm shocked if they gave up on the Bowens push this soon, because I'd never feel like they did anything with it.
No,
like
they had it for a little bit, and then Max Caster got over again. So
I can't believe you got that fucking chant over, dude.
It's also, you know what? Let's go, Max. You're the best wrestler alive.
There it is.
I think I'm biased because I met the dude and he was like one of the nicest people ever. But like, and I want both of these guys to excel because I like the Acclaimed. So I want
Bowens has it, man. Like he's kind of got the magic. Like he's the driving force of so many of their matches. Like when they're a team.
Yeah, and I don't want to. I hate using this trope or this saying, but like, I wouldn't even say Caster's the Jannetty, but Caster's like, you know, if that makes sense. Like Bowens had the.
I think in the ring he's like the lesser of the two, but he brings everything else as far as
the
like
charisma. Like
he gets the dumbest shit over. Like yeah. I love the open challenge and him just getting killed by God knows who.
I mean, like that he got the scissor thing over. So like,
yeah, like that's just kind of what he does, and I think he actually did like a kind of a, I don't want to say like a rehabilitation, but it was like when the Acclaim split up and like people were starting to get pretty like annoyed with some of the shit he was doing, like, you know, maybe some of the stuff he was saying at indie shows or whatever, and then like he's able to slowly but surely build himself off of just being a bump guy essentially, and getting that stupid chant over, which like when I say that I think it's like a so bad it's good thing. Like I do genuinely like I laugh my ass off like when I hear it, when the fact that people actually do it now. Like I think he's done a good job with it, but I'm just so shocked that they can't figure out Anthony Bowens.
I don't understand it because
he's got everything there, man.
He says it himself, the 5-tool player.
There you go.
It's there. Utilize it.
Yeah. After that, we got a pre-tape with Garcia and the Ops, and we were getting Garcia versus Shibata on the tailgate show, which fuck yeah, dude. I love their first two matches, so I'm all for this.
I'm all for this now because it's going to be a more intense Red Death.
Yes, like he was definitely. I believe I know definitely for the Death Before Dishonor 23 match, he was like a heel, but he was like dancing heel.
Yo, so, I brought this up to Josh. So, Death Riders all have their intro, right? With that bum, bum, bum. I can't wait to hear Daniel Garcia's. Because it's going to go, is it going to be that bum, 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 bum?
Into like, into like New York drill.
Yeah. And he just out there just throws his hands up all serious. Oh, that's what I'm waiting for. I want to hear that. Give me that. Give me the serious Death Rider intro right into New York drill beat.
Yeah, I think I talked about it on here, but I think I did actually last show we did, but I'm glad that they're starting to do more with him, because after like reading what he said in the Way of the Blade book, when he was talking about that summer of 2022 and all the stuff he was doing with Brian, and then like he had he main evented the Dynamite in his hometown after All Out. It kind of felt like he hasn't done anything since. And it's like, yo, like he's only entering his physical prime. Like do something with him. So I'm excited for that match. Like I said, their previous matches, they're a really good pairing, and you can kind of tell when Shibata. I mean, he obviously has prior experience training. Like he was head of the New Japan USA dojo for a while. But I think you can just kind of tell when he like really, really enjoys working with someone. I think both Yuta and Garcia are in that category. So
yeah, you could put Yuta and Garcia together for a tag team.
Yeah.
Run it, like go run it. But I feel like there's so many endless possibilities.
Yeah. I will say this before we move on to the main event. We're a little curious about, are the Death Riders just done after All Out? And they just made this one change. Didn't make any subtractions. They just added Daniel Garcia, and it just feels like there's still like a whole lot more life put into it.
Well, because now we're there's still a possibility, because there's still one more person teasing joining them too.
Yeah. So interesting. It's awesome that they not only rehabbed the whole Death Riders thing, but like I would say it's in a really good spot now. But main event time on Dynamite, and man, this was a strange main event.
Very weird.
Edgy Cero and Josh Alexander, which Josh Alexander, Canadian, I get it. I believe he's from the other side of the country in Vancouver. Don't quote me on that though. Against Top Flight, where the hell has Top Flight been?
Probably Collision. And I'm assuming because they're with Skyflight or whatever they're called now.
Yeah, and like match was fine.
I can tell you one thing who wasn't going to be in this match. I can tell you one person who wasn't going to be in that ladder match. Dante Martin. He ain't allowed to be in ladder matches no more. We done.
That's right.
You better stay away. That scarred me for life.
Oh yeah, the super card, the bump off from Penta, right?
I'm never gonna forget it, because we had a bad storm that day, and that was the last thing I seen before my power went out for like 4 days. Was him breaking his leg.
Dude, ugh. I ended up finishing the show and getting power back that night, but I had like a 10-year-old surge protector, and I did not know that it was that old. That storm bricked my PlayStation.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was rough, but thankfully it was Mania weekend, so I had plenty to do. But yeah, this match was fine. I thought for a minute, like, I could see Top Flight being in the ladder match just because of what they do, but you the way you reminded me, like, yeah, they're not doing that again. So it's interesting though, because this is the oddball team. Josh Alexander, Hechicero. Like, Josh Alexander's done plenty of like street fights and plunder matches in TNA, for example. But like, what is Hechicero gonna do in a ladder match?
We're gonna find the fuck out.
He's gonna do something. He's gonna do something fucked up, man. It's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
you thought that he's gonna do a head scissor driver off the ladder or something. Whatever he did tonight, that finishing move he did tonight.
Dude, oh yeah, the guillotine heads, dude. Yeah, that looks. That's always just looks like death.
Yeah, and Dante sold it good though too. But yeah, he's gonna go. It's gonna be. Oh, I can't wait. Especially now. Look at the. We'll talk about it, but spoiler alert. Look at the 4 teams that are on that card.
Yeah, the field's kind of crazy.
Brody King is. Yeah, that's the part. I was like, what's he gonna do? But I mean, he was in the triple threat, or not triple threat. He was in the trio. That was a ladder match, right? The trios.
Brody King?
Wasn't he in a ladder match for the trios belts at one point? Or am I tweaking? Was he not? Was that not a ladder match?
Yeah. They opened all in last year.
Okay.
No ladder match, and
I
then,
just remember them being on that. All 3 of the belts were on that giant ass hanger, and I thought it was funny.
Yep. That's when Pac filled in, and they started the Death Riders angle there. Brody King's was not only in that one, they opened Full Gear with a ladder match randomly. And it was like him and I don't remember if it was Mal Black or Buddy, but it was like them, FTR, The Acclaimed, and one other team. It was like a 4-team ladder match to open Full Gear, and Brody was like really good in that one.
I think it was Buddy. Now that I'm thinking about it, Brody and Buddy.
Yes. I don't know if Malachi Black's doing no ladder match at this stage, but I don't know what that guy's doing. He was aura farming on a stream, but that's kind of what he does.
He over there fighting Undertaker on SmackDown.
Yeah. Undertaker, the booker of AAA now, apparently. One of them.
Hey, I was saying, if he had anything to do with Worlds Collide, kudos, because some of the matches on there were pretty awesome. I ain't gonna lie.
I like not even know that show was happening until the day of. We'll have to look at the card.
I think we talked about it, but do they not like Vikingo because they see him as like a WWE thing, like a WWE guy, or?
I have no idea.
I'm so confused. That's why they hate this man. I'm so confused.
Dude, I have no idea. Not only am I still getting to like Lucha this year, but like AAA has never really been on my radar, so I couldn't tell you.
I was just like, because that's the only thing I could think of. That's legit. The only thing I could think of is they don't like this man because they see him as like a nepo, not like a nepo baby, but like he got it handed to him kind of thing.
Even so, he was mega champion years ago.
Oh, I know. I fuck with Vikingo. I don't know why they want to hate him. I just feel like he need to tone it down because he's gonna end his career really quick.
I mean, his knees are not what they used to be, anyways, which is a shame because he's not old. I think he's younger than me.
Watching that Dominus Exterior match, I could tell he wasn't going as fast as he used to.
Oh, but I'll tell you what, for how like disconnected I am with WWE at this stage, Dom rules, and I'm like happy for him that he's getting that run.
Man, it's awesome. He is the shining light for sure.
Yeah, when after we get off, while my melatonin kicks in, I basically plug in everything that happens that I want to see. So I haven't done September yet, so I'm gonna do that tonight. Before they went off the air, though, I totally didn't track this, and I really should have. That they were gonna do a go home angle, and just Fletcher getting his heat. Big old schmaz. Hangman comes out to make the save. Fletcher follows him in. They do the big table bump, and based off go home math, I mean that's Fletcher's losing, but nice way to tile that up. It just felt so strange considering how disconnected this last hour felt to the first two.
Yeah, it was weird, but I'm glad they tied it all together from the
Yeah, I
very
mean,
start. But it made more sense to. I think it's just because of the length of the show. In all honesty, like
yeah,
that
three
3 hours sucks.
3 hours for a TV show is a lot. For any company, I believe. Uh, I will say this though, I'm glad that they did close the show with this. I I never care about card order, I'll be honest, but zooming out, like, yeah, you just can't fuck up this Hangman reign. We've talked about this a lot. I do think it is important that the world title goes on last. In this case, it usually does in AEW shows anyways. So, and even though like Forbidden Door, you could always kind of group it in as like a side quest show. Um, I would hate if Hangman, since winning the belt doesn't main event for fucking 4 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That's the same
all
thing.
signs
That
point.
was the same thing that happened last time.
Yeah, all signs point to this going on last though. So I think that's important.
Yeah, they
Uh,
built it up as like this is the biggest match on our card right now, and they did a good job of doing that with this and the opening segment. It just sucked that there was so much in between that had to get there.
right.
Like,
No, I totally agree. But overall, that was Dynamite. Um, I would say this is definitely one pull up on Max and just skip around. Uh,
yeah,
not that
we skimmed through it, but I promise, like, we didn't probably do a good justice to a lot of these matches, but
yeah, because
we
I
had a
didn't
lot.
take any notes.
Yeah, we're
That's
doing this freehand here, but
yeah, yeah. It
off
was
the
very
top of
much a
my
hangout
top of my
edition.
head, the Mox, Roddy, uh, the Lashley, and Leoa, and honestly, Beast Mordos and Mascara Grata. Like,
Yeah, and then I would throw in the Tech La Minata match too. So I mean, hey, 4 good matches on your TV show, doing
yeah,
something right.
yeah, and like a lot of filler leading into the pay per view, which is never a bad thing in all honesty, because
Yeah,
you need more oomph behind your stuff. So there you go.
yeah, and All Out's a big one. It's not their biggest show of the year anymore, but in the first couple of years of the promotion, it was like Double or Nothing and All Out felt like the two big ones. But for while it isn't like the landmark event anymore, the shows are usually good. I don't think they've had an All Out that was. I mean, maybe the COVID one, but that was for obvious reasons. Um, but all the ones at Hoffman, even 2022, because I know everyone, no one remembers that show for the show, but like that show had like the trios tournament final, the Acclaimed versus Keith Lee and Swerve. No one talks about how good Punk and Moxley was either. The match itself's awesome. Just then everything else happened. But really thinking about it, All Out's usually no. There's no bet's a safe bet. Trust me on that one. But All Out's usually where they like lock in.
Yeah, usually it's like they lock it. So this is where they lock in, and then after this is when they go upward again.
Yeah,
All things considering, 2022, we don't talk about that one. But
yeah, that was kind of
show
the
wise,
first
card
stretch.
wise, it was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Just wait, that show felt like it was 10 years long
Yeah.
in the building. But
I
point
didn't go.
being
To,
though,
I didn't go to that one. That's the only one I didn't go to. Something told
dude,
me.
I don't know if I told this story on the air. I learned not to sit row 3 right by the stage because you can't really see anything. I actually had a good view of the ring, but when everyone stood up on the floor, I couldn't see. So that was most of the show. But I just don't get good cell service in Hoffman Estates. So I'm leaving the show thinking like, cool, Punk's champion. We're doing the MJF blow off at Full Gear. AEW's in a good spot. I'm excited. Then we start leaving, and as we're getting closer and closer to Indiana, I start refreshing my feed.
Huh.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Why is he talking about Colt Cabana? Why is he shooting Hangman Page? Like,
Why is he eating a muffin?
yeah, that was like a crazy ass whiplash,
Yeah,
and I thought it was a work.
I just remember, I forgot, I remember watching the show, like, we didn't end up going, but I'm pretty sure I hung out with the homies or something. And, like, I remember waking up the next day. I fell asleep, I woke up the next day, they were like, he did what? Go on Twitter, that's all you see, you know, but, hey.
And then on Wednesday, we're like, yo, we just had a tournament. Those belts are vacated. And then we just had a world title switch. That's vacated. And he's injured. And we don't know if he's coming back. That was crazy times, man. But
the craziest time I ever went to was when they fired him. And it was Dynamite, I think.
No, it was the night before. It was the night before All Out. I didn't go to the Collision. I wanted to because they ran like Dax Harwood versus Jay White on that show.
Okay, no, we were at All Out. So yeah, when we went to All Out, they were making people switch their CM Punk shirts inside out. I remember
really?
that. Yeah, I remember that because we were standing in line, and I kept seeing people like turn. I was like, why are they turning their shirts inside out? And the guy in front of me was like, I think it's the CM Punk ones. And I go, really? They're that like serious about it? And I looked, and people were really doing it, but they just slipped them back in once they got back inside. But
I mean, on the floor, like behind the commentary tables, like people brought like a CM Punk banner, and like people had signs and shit. But it was I remember the vibes being so weird when we were all going, but that show was really good.
I loved it.
The Danielson Starks match, that might be my favorite AEW match, honestly.
Yeah,
The strap match.
okay. Yeah. See, I wish I was there for that one.
That was 23.
Where the hell was I?
United Center.
Yes.
He came out to the final countdown.
Yes. See,
Yeah.
I've been to so many shows, man.
That's the thing; they all bleed together. But
Yeah.
that's probably the most that's probably my favorite live experience I've had at an AEW show. Besides,
And that was Hangman and Swerve, right?
That was the next year.
That was next year. Okay.
Yeah. See, we don't get it once, and now it's like, oh fuck, now they're all bleeding together. But
Was I at 20?
23 was Moxley, Orange Cassidy, Danielson, Starks.
Okay, yes, I was there. Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, because I had the picture where Orange was laying in the ring after he got his ass beat.
Another phenomenal match. We can talk about this year's though, if you're good.
That's rock and roll, brother, man.
I think before we run down the card, we should point out that this show is on HBO Max.
HBO Max, and it's an early show.
Yes,
So
it
shout
got
out.
moved to 2 p.m. in light of the counter programming efforts by Triple H. I don't even that card's finalized, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that I care, but yeah, it's there. There's one match on it that I want to see, and that's just because AJ Lee's back.
Yeah, I actually watched the AJ comeback segment live because what were we doing?
Me and my buddy we were at work, and we kept looking at tickets all day because I was like, we can make it, we can go, but tickets were ridiculous. So
yeah, I'm sure once that news leaked, it got pretty. I'm surprised they haven't done a Netflix Raw in Chicago yet. They've only done SmackDown.
Yeah, it's always been SmackDown, which is fine because not that I go anyway, but I'd rather go to a SmackDown anyway. All the people I want to see are on SmackDown.
Well, I think the price gouge was also because it was Cena's last show in Chicago, and
but even then, tickets for WWE never used to be that crazy.
No, it has gotten insane, and I know that I saw the reports TKO is still not they still are not happy with the prices, but
they say they do shit. They're pricing them out for family. My thing is, that's fine, but not everyone's going with their family.
And that's not considering, like, if you're buying 4 tickets, fees included, you're basically buying 5.
Yeah.
And that's not on any of the wrestling promotions. That's on Ticketmaster, but it is insane. I will say this though, I didn't lose any sleep over not going, but of fucking course they booked something sick like Cena versus Sami Zayn on that night.
Yeah, but they got tainted.
Yep. But okay, I remember now. We were watching the football game. They had the Brazil NFL game.
Right, yeah.
It was halftime, and it was like, I don't know, like 8:45. And I'm like, they're closing the show with this, dude. Let me just flip over so I can see it, because it's still wild to me that that's like a thing, that she's even back in wrestling.
Yeah.
I just wish I didn't have to watch Punk and Seth Rollins for the goddamn billionth time. Like, everyone was talking about the Saudi Mania thing, right? And they're like, oh, that's going to be Punk's main event. He's going to be 49 when that show happens.
He's going to be the main event.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, you know, it's going to be Punk Austin, probably.
Yeah, it's going to be Punk versus Austin versus The Rock versus Triple H.
I don't know who's dead. No, dude, it's going to be Triple H versus Punk, and Triple H is going to get his revenge. Once and for all.
It's going to be something.
Or if it's Punk, Cody's going to win with a pedigree, because this is all just part of the Triple H Grand Master revenge plan.
He's going to turn into the Saudi Arabian nightmare. Yeah, and then
oh man, I don't know, but all I know is Io Vaquer should be awesome.
I hope Vaquer wins. I think Vaquer is going to win. Actually, that's my pick. Is Vaquer's winning.
She's tremendous. Just because
I feel like maybe not. Naomi just won that belt, but I feel like Vaquer was the shoe-in anyway to win that belt.
Yeah, that's the one where I'm like, I'm gonna watch wrestling and check that out.
I work like once I get home, this should be halfway almost over.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll go back and watch what I can, and then tune in the rest of blah.
Yeah, so let's talk about All Out though. It is on HBO Max for the discounted price, which I get why somebody wouldn't be cool with that, but when I think practically, if I don't want to hassle with sailing the high seas, I'm bound to just pay the $40 and ensure it works. I just don't know if this show's gonna, because this is their first time doing this, so there's always going to be
it's gonna be buggy at first.
I'd say there might be some hiccups, so don't be surprised if you are watching it on Max. This comes from the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, where the Maple Leafs play. It's their big building. It's not as big as the Skydome, but like it's a pretty big room, all things considered. And Toronto crowds always get up for these shows. We're running down the card in order on Cage Match, right?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm using.
Gotcha. So, first listed, Eddie Kingston coming back against Big Bill. I'm just going to be happy to see Eddie Kingston again, regardless of how the match goes. But the way Eddie's mind works, and Big Bill being nobody really gives him enough credit, this should be a lot of fun. And I don't care where on the planet it is, Eddie Kingston coming back for the first time in this long, like, that room's going to be going nuts.
I'm waiting to hear the pop. That's what I'm waiting to hear. Because we've been waiting for him to come back, so.
Yeah, and if he's, like, fine, like, because that injury at that age, you know, you do have to have some concerns. But it's like, if you're out of Swerve and an Osprey and you need baby faces, like, here he is.
Yeah. I'm stoked. This is my dog. That pop's gonna be huge. Eddie Kingston's gonna win his first match back.
He has to, man.
Hope he doesn't get. I hope what you mentioned earlier doesn't happen.
It is in Canada. Oh man, let's not think about it. Let's just embrace the joy of Eddie Kingston coming back, and I'll be listening to DMX all weekend because of that. Moving on, the Women's World Title 4-way match, Toni Storm defending against Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, and Tekla. Given that it's a 4-way, I genuinely have no idea what they're going to do here. There is the element of Stat joining Death Riders, so I don't know if Marina gets involved. I feel like Tekla's there to take the pin, unfortunately. But if I had to go with my gut, I mean, at this point, Toni retains. But if Toni retains, I think we're going to splinter into a Toni-Jamie feud. Because Jamie hinted at it tonight. She's like, I don't forget. We're 2 years removed from it, but Double or Nothing's just a curse show for Jamie Hayter. But the concussion this year and then the severe injury in 23, but it was like, Jamie never lost that belt. Like, Toni Storm won on an injury. So, I think this is a middle-of-the-road defense, but given everybody who's in it, this should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm thinking, man, the way that they did that promo tonight, it kind of made me seem like they're going to try to turn Hayter a heel, but I wouldn't be mad at it if they tried that, by the way. But
no, she can. I think she could do anything.
Yeah, I'd be down for Toni versus Jamie Hayter again.
I think that's where we're headed. I was baffled when Stat pointed up that she has not challenged for this belt in 4 years.
4 years, that's crazy.
Which was the Brit match.
Yep. Where's she at?
No idea. That's a weird one because like nobody's really talking about it. Like dirt sheet wise or, you know, insider baseball stuff, like nothing.
Maybe
she's just chilling.
Maybe being a dentist. Do your thing. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, good for her. I'm sure she's enjoying the time off while football season's back. She's a Pittsburgh girl, so she loves her Steelers, you know, even though their defense looks like shit right now. But
hey, but you got Justin Fields, right? Right?
No, not anymore.
Where's he at now? I'm bad at football.
He went to the Jets, and Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler now.
I would say it's kind of swapped. Got it.
Yeah, but
damn. Huh?
But you know, you obviously have to consider that Stat blew out like both of her knees in that time, and the fact that she's still can move how she can is nothing short of nothing short of incredible. But it is wild to me because she's just been basically in like she had the TBS run, and then like for the last year and some change, she just had the Mercedes feud, and that was it. And then the Willow match, but she belongs in this picture, so I hope that she has a good showing. And I don't think she'll win, but if she did, I would be over the moon.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad.
But yeah, I'm going with Toni. I think, just like I said, I think
it's Toni that, like you said, sets up for the Toni Jamie.
Yeah, Wrestle Dream be Jamie Toni.
Yeah.
Moving on, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage versus FTR. I mean, I would be shocked if Edge and Christian teaming in Toronto, they don't win.
I'm going to be mad if they don't come out and do a 5-second pose.
Because I feel like... Excuse me. You know, you're getting Edge and Christian versus the Young Bucks at some point. So I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they win this match and the Bucks do win the belts.
That I was gonna talk about it later, but that was my pick.
Yeah, might as well just point it out now. So I'm kind of running with that in my head at this moment in time. So the hometown boys win, and I don't think the loss necessarily hurts FTR because again, like we have to remove like our mindset about the Edge and Christian thing. Like they're gonna be treated like gods in that room. So, next,
they're gonna be treated like Mystico.
Yeah, quite. I mean, they're gonna be singing Edge's song too. So I mean,
yeah, same thing. See,
yeah. Speaking of Mystico, I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but the night before, All Out is the CMLL anniversary show, the Anniversario show, their biggest show of the year. And Triller picked it up with English commentary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're running it for like $20, and you get in English, which the difference is if you wanted to watch it live on YouTube, you'd have to pay the $35 monthly fee. But I think it's like you get the show, but then for a whole month you get the back catalog of the last couple of years. Even though that is, it's pretty steep for a monthly thing. But I thought that was huge. I mean, they haven't had English commentary. Like I don't even know if they ever have had it.
That's pretty sweet. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. So which the card on that looks pretty sick too. I kind of want to watch it live, but FIFA also comes out that night. So, and like I kind of got a club going, so I'll see what I'm doing.
Priorities.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is like, I know the boys are gonna be wanting to play, and I could always just watch the show the next morning or later that night. So, but loaded weekend, man. Moving on though, the Ricochet Gates of Agony faction against the Hurt Syndicate, MVP's Wrestling. Let's go. This should be a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Ricochet,
Because
I know for a fact Ricochet gonna bump for MVP, so it's gonna be great.
Well, because Gates of Agony and then the Lashley Shelton team, they're all just like physical specimens, right? Like they're freaks, and we know what that match looks like, and it's sick. You throw kind of Ricochet in there as the bump guy, and then whatever bullshit the MVP brings in, like this will probably get a cooldown spot, but like I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like I'm actually excited for this.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. I'm assuming. I feel like Ricochet's got to win this. I feel like you got to keep this upward momentum on this group.
I feel like Ricochet gonna pin MVP. That's
probably why MVP's in the match, because Bobby Lashley ain't taking no pins. But yeah, I'm excited for this, and again, the hot crowd doing the entrance for Hurt Syndicate, that's going to be sick. Next up, Mercedes Moné defending the TBS title against Riho. We've talked about this one, man. These two are going to be flying around. They're going to be laying their shit in. They're going to be bumping like crazy. Honestly, this is another sleeper hit on the show. I don't see Riho winning, though. I honestly have no idea. I'm just, it's kind of the Tony Storm thing where I'm just like, if I'm a betting man, it's that Mercedes is walking out with her 10 belts.
Yeah, but then where do we go from here? I guess after the 4-way, we can grab we can revert back to Chris, unless she goes to the Death Rider angle.
Yeah, I don't really know. I did see something interesting today that Sauri wants to defend her IWGP in the States. I'm surprised AEW hasn't tried bringing in Sauri yet, because she gets a lot of buzz on the internet, unlike the Joshi side of things, and her 2024 was incredible. Like, she was genuinely one of the best wrestlers on the planet, in my opinion. And I would be shocked if we didn't get Sauri Moné at some point, just because, Mercedes obviously watches a ton of wrestling, and she knows who she wants to work with. So maybe that's on the table for Wrestle Dream. Sauri's also a big Inoki person, and like they do the obvious, like Wrestle Dream's like a loose tribute to Inoki. So that's a big reach on my part, but wouldn't be surprised. And then that gives Mercedes another belt to challenge for. But I don't know how you book that with all the interpromotional stuff. But point being, got this Riho defense before we get to any of that. But if they give them enough time, I think this could be a lot of fun. Moving on though, business end of things here. Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin in the coffin match. To me, this is worth the price of admission alone.
This is probably my match of the night, like 100%.
Yeah, potential here. We're talking match of the night, match of the year contender even. These two already have established how good they are together. And in a no rules match like this, Darby Allin's first, that wasn't his first match back, but this is like his first marquee pay per view match.
Like singles match, yeah.
But he had the Claudio match.
Yeah, okay, the first marquee pay per view match. I forgot about that ass beater of a match too. So, that was a good endurance test for what he's about to put himself through here. So, hey.
Yeah, Darby Allin on pay per view and under these rules or lack thereof, genuinely scared, but that's always the fun of it.
Yeah, I just keep I just keep thinking about him going through that glass, and I'm just like, what else could you do? And he's gonna prove me wrong. Yeah, it's gonna be like a glass coffin or something.
They're gonna do some stuff to shock us, and I feel like Darby has to win. And I don't know I feel like he has to win, right? To me, this is one of the hardest. This might be the hardest match in this whole card to call.
Mox losing isn't really a bad thing because he's the ace. You know what I'm saying? So like, he can take an L and still be fine. But in the same aspect is like, you built Mox up to be this killer. But Darby
with the numbers game too.
Yeah, so it's like Danielson's gonna help. We already called that, but man, it's hard. I can see where
Darby
has to win because it's his, like you said, it's his first marquee pay-per-view match back singles.
Maybe Danielson does run in, and that's your Wrestle Dream match.
Possibly.
Maybe there's like, hey, that kind of starts an issue between them, but we'll talk about that when we get there. This is the hardest match tonight to call for me as far as the outcome.
I just hope they don't do like the coffin match that Jungle Boy and Christian did, and they shot him down. Remember that one?
That was like called something weird, like a what? Hang on,
I forgot what it was.
It was called something crazy. Like that wasn't like a normal.
I just remember I was dying laughing when they put Christian in that cage and he shot down the hill.
That was called the Final Burial match.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
Yeah, that wasn't a coffin match. So we'll see. But again, as far as just the prospect, the potential of this match, this is the match I am more excited for. This is the match I've wanted all year, and it's finally here. So I am over the moon excited for this one.
It just took him almost dying on a mountain, and here we are.
Yep. Gut feeling, though, Darby does win. I feel like you have to.
I'm going Darby because he has to, like... Because if he loses, then what? What was all that for, you know?
Right. We talk about them doing unexpected stuff with the spots and the weapons because right immediately below that is the tables and tax match with MJF Mark Briscoe. Darby tends to do like creative stuff with thumbtacks, whether it's been like the hoodie or just gluing them to his face and whatnot. So I think when you have a match where thumbtacks are advertised, it's going to get, you can't do the same shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Briscoe, MJF, dude, you got to give the win to Mark Briscoe, man. He loses too much. And
like I said, my assumption is this is your blow off to let MJF go on his honeymoon. So give it to Briscoe.
MJF's going to lose to Mystico. He's going to lose to Briscoe and then go do his thing. Should be a fun match, though. I just hope it kind of, the heat's there, because it really wasn't, the singles match on TV was not what I envisioned.
No, they need this pay-per-view match to go hard. MJF's going to come out in the white tights, and he's bleeding.
Now, the Continental title, or Unified title, triple threat, three-way, Kazuchika Okada defending against Konosuke Takeshita and Mascara Dorada from CMLL.
Blunt rotation match.
Yeah, this is crazy, like on paper. With Dorada being the wild card in the match, my mind immediately goes to like Takeshita cutting him off in like the grossest way possible. So, or setting up like an Okada dropkick spot like out of midair or something crazy. Takeshita can be in like the fireworks shows. Like he's done it a lot in his AEW run.
Yeah.
So Okada's kind of the oddball there. Because he's, the kind of long title match main event guy. So, and not that he hasn't done like flashy stuff or maximalist stuff like with Kenny, but like this on paper is just so like bizarre that I'm just genuinely curious to see what it looks like. I think Okada retains just because Takeshita is challenging for the IWGP next week.
Yeah, I'll say he's challenging for that next week, and it's honestly sets up Wrestle Dream, Takeshita and Okada. Like that's right there. Like
I don't know why they cannot get the singles match over the line. So I hope you're right.
Think about it though. They won't do belt for belt. I hope, but
no, because if they're both champions, especially if I just don't think you're gonna put Okada next to the IWGP for a very long time.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking that too. So maybe not. Because Takeshita winning that belt, that IWGP belt, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, I kind of figured he would hold it till he would walk into the Tokyo Dome as champion. Who he wrestles, I have no idea.
That was gonna be my next question. Like, since you know that, like, you're New Japan, like, who would you think was next in line?
Well, they're like afraid to commit to any of the kids.
What about that one kid? What about that one guy?
People's gripes with the G1 is that was the booking of Tsuji Yuya. Shota to an extent.
Was that one guy the son of New Pro Wrestling? That guy?
Huh? Yeah, Yuya.
Okay,
Yuya.
Yeah. Give it to him.
Dude,
run it.
Yeah. Then New Japan would be all the way back with him as champion. They don't want to commit to nobody. Tanahashi said something interesting in passing a couple of months ago, where he said he will only truly be retired when he doesn't feel the need to win the world title. So I almost wonder if the match is going to be Takeshita Tanahashi for the belt for his his last match. But the thing with Takeshita being champion is that he is viewed by New Japan audiences as an outsider. Despite how good he is, he's not a New Japan guy. And like that's why him winning the G1 didn't go over well with a lot of people.
He's the outsider. Got it.
Yeah. And like they take that shit seriously over there. So like it's a very interesting situation.
Well, there's a lot of weird shit because Gabe Kidd,
bro, Shingo's been talking his shit about Gabe Kidd. It's been awesome.
I'm just like, Gabe Kidd is society. He don't ever want to go there. Well, I mean, I guess they did that. They wrote him off with the Darby Allin stuff to probably go back to Japan, but still.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that Shingo match goes because I feel like they have to get that belt off of him. He's booked for West Coast Pro pretty soon. Gabe Kidd.
My man he's making his towns.
Yeah, oddly enough, he's wrestling Carl Fredericks.
Weird.
He was like former New Japan Dojo guy, left because he didn't get booked in the G1, then had the WWE run. Now he's gone from there too. Strange things going on, but as far as this match goes, yeah, I think Okada's pinning Dorada. If they did double champ Takeshita, it wouldn't surprise me because he was already a double champ this year.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
But like on paper, Okada and Takeshita is like, that's your next.
You got to do it at some point, right?
You're planting the seeds now.
They did it. They teased it a year ago.
Yeah, when you brought in Okada.
Yeah, and they did the 4-way at All Out. So I don't know. We'll see. I would say I wouldn't be surprised if Takeshita wins because with the three-way, you know, Okada doesn't have to be pinned, but
Like the only like watching wrestling enough, I could see like Takeshita pinning Dorada, Okada getting mad. That's what plants the seeds.
yeah, that's your issue, yeah.
Or Takeshita hitting his finisher on Dorada, Okada being a heel, taking the
Stealing
pin.
it.
Boom. Like that's what's gonna happen. One of those ways.
Yeah. I can see it too.
Or you just say fuck it, you're putting the belt on Dorada, and then we'll just go it all wrestle. What's that game called? Fire Pro Wrestling on us.
That'd be beast, honestly. But I don't think that's happening.
Nah.
So yeah, gut feeling saying Okada. I think we can leave it at that.
I'm going. I'm going
soup.
I'm going soup. Let's go. Take a shitter. Come on.
Going with soup. Two left. So the four-way ladder match, we both kind of formulated in our minds that we saw the parallel. You have Edge and Christian win. You put the belts on the Young Bucks. There you go. Like that kind of writes itself. I don't know if it's a little soon for that because they might want that on like All In. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks do win this match. But I'll be real, like I think you could give Jet Speed a run too.
You can give, yeah, for sure. Like, if you're trying something new, this could work. At the same time, you can keep the belts on Brodito. But
yeah, I could easily see the only team I don't really see winning here is Don Callis family.
Yeah, and because it's such a weird like, not a weird team, but it's like a sort of oddball, like odd man out. But they're gonna pop off too.
Just to make the case, just to entertain the idea. Obviously, Josh Alexander's in Canada. But they defended these belts on a Arena Mexico show like last week. So, which I guess the point is, yeah, it was Galeon Fantasma, the Pirates, Defunto and Zano Khan Jr. Well, Defunto's like a mummy, but they challenged Brodito in Arena Mexico.
Brody King came out in a Brody Bandito mask, and it was hard. So
yeah, I gotta go back. I gotta watch that stuff. I got so much wrestling to watch, but
all I seen was a clip, and I was like, "That's awesome."
No, that match on paper sounds sick. I gotta see some of Zondo Khan Jr. Bandito exchanges, but I feel like the switch is coming because the Brodito thing was like it just kind of happened.
Yeah, it was a feel good moment. It was like it was the Acclaimed. Sorry, not the Acclaimed. It was Keith Lee and Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
Them winning, like it was a feel good moment, and then okay, cool. Now it's like I feel like they're gonna strap the Rockets to Brody King as a single star.
I mean, I feel like they're gonna do it with Bandito as well. Like he's getting a lot of praise this year.
I already called you. I was like, he's one of my runners for Wrestler of the Year. I'm not even trying to lie.
I mean, and you're not alone in that assessment. That's a lot of people's shots for Wrestler of the Year. So I don't know if they want to capitalize that and give him more to do singles wise. I mean, he still has a Ring of Honor belt, and I would be floored if he's not in the Continental Classic.
And this is all him coming off injury too. Like,
yeah,
just this year, right?
A concussion after an injury, after a long term. He was out for like a year and a half, gets concussed on the first show back, and then has the year he does. So I think they have big plans for Bandito. I hope they have big plans for Brody. It might be too soon for a switch, so I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they defend. My gut's telling me the Bucks, but I'm also thinking I could realistically see Jet Speed getting a run too, because that's something that just kind of came together, but it's worked so well. It's been like the perfect fit for both of those guys. And I feel like they should be rewarded for that at some point. But It's a fun one, man. But yeah, I'm gut feeling I'm going with the Bucks.
Yeah, Buck.
Or if Scapegoat comes back, that screws him out of it. That's what I can see happening too. I don't know. This one's tough to call just because I could realistically see it being everybody but the Don Callis family.
I watch it be the Don Callis family that wins. But yeah, man, my gut says Young Bucks because of what we talked about with FTR. I would like Jet Speed to win though.
Yeah. So honestly, I mean,
either way,
yeah.
I'm happy regardless. I just don't see Don Callis family winning. That's it.
I don't think there's a bad choice here, so
Yeah,
that's exciting.
This match is hard to pick two other than the Don Callis family because
Yeah.
they're the ones that had to see. I just want to know what Hechicero going to do. That's all I want to know.
He did. It's like the Simpsons thing where it's like, I don't know why that guy's standing there. He's gonna do something crazy.
And then right when I turn my back is when he's gonna do it, and I'm mad.
Yeah, Hechicero's perception from AEW fans is interesting to me because I feel like they wouldn't necessarily love what he excels at in like CMLL with a lot of the Yave stuff. I mean, he does do like the dive stuff too, but like that man, like, he called himself a wizard. Like, he is a magician on the mat. Like, he is one of the best scientific wrestlers on the planet. So when you do put him in kind of the more faster paced, higher impact stuff, like with the Bandito match, it is interesting, but it also shows his range. Like, he really can do it all. So putting him in this situation is super interesting.
The only thing I'm sad is he hasn't come out with the fire anymore.
Hey man, got a pay-per-view match.
So I when I first seen him do that, I said, "Hey, what's he doing?" And then it was him and Danielson, right? His first match on.
Yeah.
And I was like, me and Josh were watching. I was like, "Who is this?" We didn't know who this was. I was locked in. So I'm coming out with fire. Yeah, I'm locked in. And now I'm like, I'm glad he's like being predominantly shown, and he's got like that dual contract, I think.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad he's getting on pay-per-view because I fuck with this Hechicero guy over here.
Yeah, they've had some pulls. I mean, Shelwa was not on AEW, but like the fact that a guy like that's getting featured on Ring of Honor and Hechicero's on this dual deal, it's nice to see like guys based in that style of lucha are getting that platform because like I said, I think for like the average core AEW audience, that might not be their speed, but you can't say it hasn't worked. So
they haven't oversaturated it. They only brought in like a couple of them, like a couple of CMMO, and like when they bring them in, they highlight them at least. You know, they give you video packages like I did Masquerade or Degrada and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Main event of the evening, at least we think. Hangman Adam Page making his was this third defense? Yeah, third defense of the AEW World Championship against Kyle Fletcher. Talked about the nature of the booking here. This was a pivot or a more of a backup, given that it's supposed to be War Dog and
hey, listen, Tony Khan's a wrestling fan. They're in Toronto, right? WrestleMania 6 was in Toronto, and you had your world champion against your Intercontinental champion. Here we are again, technically.
Yeah, and they also did TNT champion versus world champion last year on All Out.
Yeah, so I feel like he likes to
kind of make that nod.
Yeah, I don't think, like you said, this one was like we said it was a pivot because it's supposed to be War Dog, but it worked out, you know.
Yeah. Although now, I mean, if you're Kyle Fletcher, you know, shit happens. You don't want anyone ever getting hurt, but it's like now you're main eventing the show. That's like a huge opportunity for him. I can imagine he's going to bust his ass. And I don't remember everything from the tournament match because I don't think I watched all of it. I believe I was taking care of something and missed portions of the tournament match. But I remember that match being incredibly well received, even by like corners of kind of my circles who like weren't sold on Fletcher at that point. And they're like, wait, this Hangman match fucking rocks, like a Fletcher. So established chemistry is there.
I feel like, and that was then. Like this is now. Like
Yeah, like
he's
everybody's
evolved like a Pokemon.
dude. I've totally changed my opinion on the guy since we started this show, and
I've
I
changed
would
my
have
opinion on
him
him.
down.
Period. Because when I first seen him, I just thought he was trying to be another Will Ospreay. Like when I seen him in New Japan, I was like, is he just? I legit thought he was like Will Ospreay's clone in the United Empire.
Yeah.
And then like watching him like break out of that shadow, like through AEW, and now look where he at. I'm like locked in.
Yeah, if I had to pick a most improved for 2025, it would be this year. And I know that there's pushback on that. Like I've seen, like, oh, like he was doing this last. No, like he started making those steps last year, but he wasn't able to fully apply them until he was facing different opponents. And
when he got away from the Will Ospreay feud,
yeah,
when he broke away.
regardless of like if you love those matches, great, but it's like he just needed different matches to show what he's capable of, and he's done that and succeeded. So I don't think he's out of place in this main event. Obviously, you kind of wish for a more substantial. You want your main events to be kind of airtight as far as the booking. We don't have that here, but I think the match will be good. I'm optimistic about this, and I honestly think both guys need a really good showing because we're on thin ice with the Hangman stuff until we're not anymore, and I just don't know when that is. Just because after the Chicago residency, the title reigns just kind of felt not as important. So let's fix that. Let's have a damn good main event and make Hangman feel like the guy again, because they were able to do it before. No reason they can't do it now. But I'm going with Hangman defending. They're probably going to get like a half hour, I think, and whether or not there's any interference, I cannot say, but I think you could also plant the seeds for a turn.
My only issue, I hope, well, I mean, they're going to do this. I hope they switch. This isn't the card that they're running, like the sheet, and I hope they're running like the women's match in between the tag match and the world title match, because that ladder match is going to be long, and then this title match is going to be 30 minutes.
Oh no, this isn't the card order.
Okay, about to say, whew, I was about to say, because having that ladder match, right? That's going to be that's going to be a marathon.
No, I think I think they've been pretty good about not giving women a death spot on pay-per-view anymore.
Yeah, they usually have it like right.
They'll have Tony go pretty late in the show.
I feel like she'll probably like right before the main or the third match. Yeah, but anyway, but no,
they're gonna give the Gates of Agony tag the death spot.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they usually do that. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, but yeah, I guess that's my only like. I don't want it to go too long. 30 minutes might be okay. I just don't want it to go over that.
No, I mean, you know how I feel about long main events, long matches in general. I would prefer it to go like 20, but
yeah, you
it'll probably go 25.
Yeah, if you give me a 20-25 minute, depending on the pacing, But I got Hangman retaining.
Just off the top of my head before we wrap up here, because I'm with you, by the way. Hangman has to win this match, but I think it's weird. It's like Hangman has to win, but this is also... It really is Fletcher's match because he's just not been in this spot before.
Yeah.
So it's like a statement match for him. Off the top of my head, what have their main events been? So Copeland Moxley was really long. Or at least it felt like it was really long.
Yeah.
What was after Revolution? Dynasty? I remember Swerve Moxley at least going 20. But then they had all the shit at the end. What's after Dynasty? Double or Nothing. Hangman Ospreay was really fucking long.
Yeah.
I think that went like 36, 38 minutes.
It was 36.
Yeah. What was after Double or Nothing? Did they have a June show? No, they Double or Nothing went into All In Texas, which Hangman Moxley was really long, but it was always going to be because of the stip and the stake. That's their Mania main event. You know what I mean?
That's your Avengers ending right there.
Yeah, and then Forbidden Door. I mean, the cage match that doesn't really count though, because it's like that's such a anomaly.
Yeah.
But that went like a half hour. But also, Hangman versus MJF went 31 minutes when it had no right to. Yeah, I think we're looking at like a 25-minute minimum, especially with their conditioning, because obviously Fletcher can go. He's in that good of shape, and Hangman's used to the long matches. So I want to see what they could do, though. I hope it's I just hope it's a success. These aren't guys who really do like focused stuff as far as like targeting and shit like that. So it's an interesting one to think about.
It's gonna be hard hitting for sure. Like,
Oh yeah.
and like I said, they're gonna bleed for no reason.
Who do you think's blading?
Fletch.
Yeah.
Absolutely Fletch. It's like
Yeah,
it's my
he likes to
moment.
bleed. Yeah, he likes to bleed, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. That I revert back to the Will Ospreay cage match, which in hindsight, Ospreay, why were you taking all these bumps?
But fucked up neck. I think he went in for a surgery recently.
Man, my thoughts, because that's, you know me, that's my favorite wrestler. So
Yeah. So yeah. I don't want nobody, getting fucked up like that. So, that's the All Out card. We got a good hour out of conversation out of that.
minus whatever the hell happened to my microphone there, but yeah.
And it's all good. We got some magic tricks to get rid of that. But so to sum up the weekend, whether you're watching or not, it's like Friday's CMLL Anniversario. That should be around like 9 p.m. our time. Saturday, the All Out tailgate starts at 1 p.m. our time. Main show starts at 2. And I believe WrestlePalooza's at like 6.
Yeah, I think it starts like 5 or 6, somewhere around there.
Yeah. And then
DPW's this weekend, I think.
is DPW airing Sunday?
I think I could be wrong, but I thought they said it was.
And that's Carolina Classic.
Yeah.
Well, given that we're going to have All Out and TV
DPW will follow the following.
the next week, the week after.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. That sounds great. All
Because that
right,
would give us time to catch up and watch it.
everything else, But yeah, so expect All Out. Well, don't expect. As long as we're doing the show, All Out, Dynamite next week, Carolina Classic the following week, and then we're into October, and we're gonna be into like Wrestle Dream season. So, man, this year's going by quick.
Too quick.
Hey, time flies when you got shit going on, right? But that's all I got. I don't got anything to plug at the moment. I don't know about you.
I got nothing.
Well, if you got this far into the pod, thank you so much for watching. Whatever wrestling you decide to watch or not watch, I hope you have a great time because there's a whole lot of it. But just remember, you can always catch it later. But until next time, this has been the Underhook Show, and we'll catch you next week.
See ya.